Hello again, second and third graders. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020, and this is the reading video for our book, The Chalkbox Kid. Before we get started, if you do not have your Chalkbox Kid packet, please go and grab that and bring it back, and you can open up to chapter 6. It's titled Mr. Hiller. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Alright, today I have for you the vocabulary again, where I have you look up 3 words. So when we get to those 3 words, nursery, garden, and peace, I'm going to have you pause the video, use the dictionary, and find the definition, and you can write the definition on the line below. Once again, down on the bottom, number 4, that is a spot for you to write down any word that maybe you're not 100% sure what it means. You can go ahead and write that word down and then write down what the definition of that word is. On the back side, I have a place for you to write a summary, and I would like you to use at least 4 sentences, and I'd like you to try to use some of those sequencing words like first, next, then, and finally. Okay? So, 3 vocabulary words from my choosing, 1 from your choosing, and then a summary using at least 4 sentences. That'll be your work for today, Chalkbox Kid Chapter 6. Alright, go ahead and put that aside for now. Grab your book. And I'd like you to open up to page 35. It's titled Mr. Hiller. Mr. Hiller came to room 3. He was a friend of Miss Perry's. Mr. Hiller, sorry, I'm just trying to get back to the original page. I'll start again. Mr. Hiller came to room 3. He was a friend of Miss Perry's. Mr. Hiller works in a nursery, and that's the first word, so I'd like you to find the definition of that word. Go ahead and pause the video. One of the girls spoke up. "It's a room for a baby." "That is one kind," said Miss Perry. "Mr. Hiller works in another kind. He works in a plant nursery. He sells plants and seeds, and he is here to tell us about them." Mr. Hiller talked about gardens. Go ahead and pause the video because the word garden is number 2, so go ahead and find the definition for the vocabulary word of garden. Resume the video when you're done. As he talked, he drew pictures on the blackboard. He drew a bunch of lettuce with curly leaves. He drew a round head of lettuce. "You can grow both kinds," he said. He talked about radishes. "You can grow the ones that are round and red," he said, "or you can grow the long white ones." He drew a picture of each kind. He talked about flowers. He drew a sweet pea vine on a pole. "Next week," he said, "I'll bring some plants and seeds to school. There will be some for each of you. If you want to, you can have your own gardens." That evening, Gregory told Mother about Mr. Hiller. "I'm going to have a garden," he said. "Gregory, I don't think you can," she said. "Why not?" he asked. "There's no place for one," she said. He looked outside. There was concrete all around the house. He looked in the burned building. The floor there was concrete, too. Mother was right. He had no place for a garden. He had wanted to plant all the things Mr. Hiller had drawn on the blackboard. The curly lettuce is what he liked best. He took a piece of chalk and drew a bunch of... Sorry, I'll read that sentence again. He took a piece of chalk and drew a bunch on the wall. I'm going to stop there. The last vocabulary word that I have picked out is the word peace. So go ahead and pause the video and find the definition for peace. It was not very good. He drew another one. That was better. He drew more bunches of curly lettuce. He drew a long row of them. They looked good in a row. That was Friday. On Monday, Mr. Hiller came back to school. He brought plants and seeds. Girls and boys chose what they wanted. Ivy chose sweet pea seeds. Gregory stayed in his seat. Miss Perry asked him, "Don't you want any?" "No, thank you," he said. "I already have a garden." And that is the end of Chapter 6, titled Mr. Hiller. You should have the first 3 vocabulary words done, which would be great. The fourth one, once again, that's for you to find a word that from Chapter 6 that maybe you're not 100% familiar with, and then you can go ahead and work on the summary. Thank you for watching Chapter 6 video for Tuesday, April 7th.